All right, I'm Chuck Jones.
I'm Anthony Mendez.
Randy Dixon.
Same here.
Time to go hard in the paint. Welcome to Hard in the Paint. This is the inaugural show. We've been on Facebook for a few years, and now we're bringing it to you live on YouTube. Time to talk shit about sports and everything related with no fucking filter. Diving right in, we're going straight into the NFL. Got the preseason lined up. We got the preseason moving. Season's right around the corner. This is week 3, aka the dress rehearsal. And now we're going to find out who's starting and who's going to get the nod when it comes to week 1. I'm obviously a 49ers fan. Anthony here is a Carolinas fan. Randy's a Chicago fan, Chicago everything. My man Jose Mejia down there is also a 49er fan. So yes, we might be a little biased when we talk about our teams, but we love sports nonetheless, and we go straight across the board with everything. Diving right in, we're going straight into the preseason. Now, it is my opinion that the preseason, in all honesty, for most teams, hasn't shown us shit. The only person that's really kicked ass in the preseason, if you ask me, is that goddamn Blake Bortles from the Jacksonville Jaguars. His numbers are off the charts, but for some reason, Chad Henne's still starting.
Yeah, I mean, he carved up the Chicago defense the other day. I mean, he's been doing pretty good. I mean, they're supposed to have him sit the whole year, which honestly I don't think they should. They should have him start in week 1. I know they said they were going to have Chad Henne start out, for whatever week 1 and go out through the season. But I think the way he's been showing that how he's able to handle the pocket, how he's been able to handle first string defenses, I think he should be able to get his chance to be the week 1 starter and then have Jacksonville already go on the up and up, because to be honest, they haven't been shit for a while. So why not start going on the up and have your future franchise quarterback start week 1, and then you guys have your receivers with Marquise Lee. You got a good tight end in Mercedes Lewis and everything. I think they should just go ahead and start Blake Bortles week 1.
I agree with that. And you know what? They probably will start Blake Bortles, because if there's one thing that we do know about the NFL, starting from Roger Goodell all the way down, there's a lot of fucking treachery that goes on. They're going to let you think that this is the starter and this and that, because I'm going to tell you straight up and down, Geno Smith ain't starting past motherfucking week 2. He ain't. Fucking Michael Vick sitting there laughing and joking. Oh yeah, I know Geno Smith is a starter. Yeah, nigga, because you know you're starting week 2.
So see, you got to think about this. At the end of the day, back in the old days, the rookies used to sit their ass down. I mean, the shit happened to Aaron Rodgers. Sit your ass down 3 years, learn the fucking system, then you become the starter. But everything is now. You got to have everything now.
Not only that, and a prime example of that is the fucking Cleveland Browns. Let me tell you something. Manziel right now is set up for straight failure. Like, right now, there shouldn't even be a goddamn question as to who the fuck the starting quarterback is in Cleveland. But the fact that Brian Hoyer's played like shit since he came back.
They both play like shit, though, man. They both play like shit.
They play like shit, but let me tell you something.
One played better than the other one.
Brian Hoyer last year played like a goddamn wild man before he got his ACL torn. And since we're talking about that shit, how in the fuck does Cleveland have Pro Bowlers on the offensive line? How the fuck are you making the Pro Bowl? Your goddamn quarterback lost his knee. Pro Bowl? Oh my God. Let's really
Practice.
let's really put shit into perspective.
But going back to the whole Bortles thing, when you're a great quarterback coming out of college, let's say like Ryan, I'm not gonna say Ryan Lee. Well, I am saying Ryan Lee, Peyton Manning. All these guys started the first year because they were that fucking great. A guy like Bortles, you were kind of like you don't know if he's gonna be a hit or a miss, man. So they're gonna try to groom him, kind of like how Aaron Rodgers was. Mm-hmm. But then Chad Henne ain't no Brett Favre.
Man,
so
true.
I don't know what's gonna go on there, but I think he should start. Just give him the keys and let him fucking drive
But
the
see,
truck.
you gotta think about that whole fucking Blake Bortles fucking phenomenon shit. That shit came out of nowhere. It's like, you looked up and like, who the fuck is Blake Bortles?
That's right.
And he
And
played
I-
at what, University of Central Florida?
I learned
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere from what, the Orange Bowl, and
Yeah.
no one knew him until that.
It was like
fucking
what
game.
half
Yeah.
a year? Yeah.
But I think the things that you guys are forgetting about is now, back in the day, these younger quarterbacks or whatever weren't going through the QB camps and everything else like they were now in high school, so they're actually more prepared going into the NFL. I think what it is just the mentality that they have, knowing that the game's going quicker than it was in college, knowing that these it's moving a lot quicker and these guys are a whole lot bigger. You're playing with grown ass men. In college, you're playing with men that's the same age as you.
And to that point, this is what those quarterbacks also don't seem to understand. There are people on the other side of that line getting paid millions of dollars to fuck you up.
Exactly, and in college, you ain't
Simple.
getting paid shit.
Those guys think about feeding
Under the
their
table.
families.
Well,
Those guys are thinking about feeding their families
In the
and freaking
books.
paying their bills and balling out of control. I'm sorry, they get paid to shut you down.
But see, then you look at the whole, come back to the whole Bortles thing. You look at all the other quarterbacks that seem like they was better. Bridgewater, fucking
Where the fuck is
Manziel.
Teddy Bridgewater?
Manziel,
Bridgewater's been doing
Derek, was
good.
that Derek Carr?
Has he been
Derek
doing
Carr.
good?
Yeah.
And you know they sent all of them to the shit house, and then you got this fucking one that just came out of nowhere and got the third pick because he's from Florida. You know they trying to put asses in the seats, which I understand.
But if
because they had
that's
that
the
chance
case,
last year with Tebow.
If that's the case, they should have had Tebow though.
They dropped
If
the
that's
ball
the
on that
fucking
one.
case.
They dropped the ball on that one.
That's because they were trying to go against the grain.
But you know what? Getting back to that shit, like Cleveland, Manziel is not going to be successful playing under center. He's too fucking little. He can't see over the offensive lineman. He can't play
It's-
under center.
Just like how him and Doug Flutie, they're small,
if you're
great in
gonna
college,
coach-
but
yeah.
doesn't translate
But
to
see,
the NFL.
if you're
game.
going to
But
coach
see,
him,
except
if
for
you're
Drew
gonna-
Brees.
if
But
you're
see,
going to build
you gotta-
that team
you gotta
around
miss
him,
that.
you
The
got to
fucking-
put him in the pistol.
The fucking alternate, they go, everybody gonna say Russell Wilson. They go fucking throw that Russell
Well-
Wilson shit right there because Russell Wilson, what, 5'10"?
Yeah, but he
Not
don't
only-
run first.
but not only
He runs
that-
at his last for like his last option. He runs.
Yeah.
Drew Brees is also a shorter quarterback, and he's able to get the job done too.
Yeah,
But he's a true pocket passer. That's
Yeah, that's
totally
true.
different.
He's not as mobile, but Manziel does have that extra element.
He does have a long ass
where
neck, though.
he has that escapability that Drew Brees doesn't have.
But see, you got to go back to what you were saying before. They set him up for failure because of a few things. One, you got the bitch ass owner and the GM fucking talking about, oh, he ain't gonna start. They trying to take him down. I'm like, you brought this motherfucker in to be a star. A star. This motherfucker, by the time they drafted him, next day, the fucking Browns fucking sold out tickets. They ain't never seen that shit since they came back.
He's more worried
Not
about
since
keeping
motherfucking Vinny Testaverde.
he's more worried about keeping those truck stops than he is worried about fixing the Cleveland Browns.
But I'm gonna tell you something though. See, Brian Hoyer,
Diverting the
a lot of
fence.
this too is on Brian Hoyer though, because that job was clean cut his, and he came out here to this preseason. You know, oh yeah, he talks a big game in front of the cameras, but we not seeing it on the field. He don't even play like he competing for
I'm
a
sorry.
job.
I'm sorry.
You know,
Fucking Hoyer should be out of there because what they did, they brought pressure and that motherfucker crumbled. They put pressure on him and he crumbled. He looked like shit. No matter what anybody else said, Johnny Manziel still looked it better than fucking Brian
but
Hoyer.
Manziel is not gonna make it under center. He ain't gonna make it a whole year.
If
Their Pro Bowl fucking offensive line.
It's
ain't
not
gonna
even-
fucking
it's not
protect.
even that. You
He's
see-
got to start in the shotgun. He's got to be a shotgun
Not
quarterback.
only that, when you have a quarterback, when you have a good coordinator, and then they got Kyle Shanahan, fucking Mike Shanahan's boy, who damn near got RG3 killed.
Oh man.
If you
Don't
you
even
sit
get me started on that RG3 shit. He's still, what is this, year 3? You still can't slide? You don't know how to slide?
I don't know about you, but I learned how to slide when I was 6 in Little League.
You like contact that fucking much? I'm gonna start, this is how I really feel about
That guy's
Robert
a
Griffin
death wish,
III.
man. He has a death wish.
He has a death wish, but not only
John
that,
Wayne
I think he wants to get hurt, so the responsibility's off of him, and get out of there because it's preseason. Why are you still
No, I
diving?
think he's just a competitor, man. He wants to fucking win, and
You gotta
by
get-
all means necessary, he don't.
You gotta compete smart.
He's a damn
Yeah,
fool,
but
is
you
what
have
he
to
is.
be smart.
Because
But some
why
guys
are
can't
you-
do that.
Why
man.
are you
Some guys
breaking?
can't flick that switch on.
Why are you breaking your back in the preseason? Why are you taking those hard tackles in the preseason when you know there's guys trying to get onto the team that are willing to crush you?
And see with him, it ain't gonna be no Shanahan to fucking blame or Shanahan's to fucking blame on.
No, you
And the
can't blame
fucking-
her on this time.
And to revert back to the Manziel shit, it's just like you look at the good teams, like when Ben Roethlisberger went to the Steelers, right? They sat there, they had this plan they was gonna do, and then they changed it. You got to fucking play to his strengths. Whatever Manziel's strengths are, you play to him, and that's how you do it. See, all these fucking cocky ass coaches and fucking coordinators will say, no, you're gonna fucking go to my system and you do it like that. No, you know how the fuck this dude plays? You fucking make a system up and you put him around him. And that's how you fucking do that shit. And that's how you will get maximum success.
If that's gonna be the leader of your team, that's what you gotta do.
The thing is that how they're treating Manziel right now, like that, they should have never drafted him. If they weren't gonna go around the way he plays, make a system for him.
Well,
They should have never drafted him.
And you know what? And I'm gonna tell you something else. Johnny Manziel, you know, he's good and all, but to me,
He's gonna get bust.
he probably will be a bust. But it's because he's in Cleveland, bro. But see, that still doesn't explain why he has to act like a jackass right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna sit up there and tell you,
How's he acting like a jackass?
fuck that. You can't be flipping off the Redskins and shit like that when you ain't made no fucking impact in the NFL.
Okay.
You can't be out showing out. Like, see, here's the thing with him. Like, he always says this shit. Oh, on my off days, I'm gonna do this and that. When you play in the NFL, there are no off days. There are no off days.
You have to have
when you're no, fuck that. When you're first coming into the
gotta be
league,
committed,
you're
bro.
trying to make a name for yourself. You got free time or whatever, stay out of the media. Stop looking like you're having such a great time and all this and that. Cause I'm sorry, the way you playing, motherfucker, you shouldn't be having no good time right now.
You know what's the problem
your
with that?
life should be X's and
That
O's
is
and learning
motherfuckers-
that book.
That is motherfuckers jealous of that boy's lifestyle.
It's not even
All
about,
of this.
but you don't
That is-
live,
that is
don't live
jealousy.
the
Because that
lifestyle
motherfucker
if you
ain't
are
mad
not.
because he out there hitting bitches and fucking.
That's fine.
And they know
but don't live
he
the
don't, he
lifestyle
don't even
if
need
you're
the
not
fucking
doing
money.
your job right.
He don't even need
If
the
he
fucking
looks
money.
flawless
That's
in
what
the
they mad at.
preseason, if he looks flawless in the
'Cause he comes from a
preseason
rich
and
family.
shit like that, that's one thing. But if you do your job first. If you look like shit out there, ain't nobody gonna want to see you party
but okay,
because they're gonna
how
turn
you-
around and say, okay, you can party with all that energy. Now throw a goddamn touchdown.
Now,
Okay.
look what happened to Matt Leinart. Motherfucker got caught in the fucking jacuzzi with bitches. Just a simple fucking photo. He wasn't committed to playing football.
Where's
man.
Matt Leinart
Yeah.
now?
Isn't he a Raider or something like
On a
that?
goddamn milk carton. That's
Wasn't
how
he
it's
a
at.
bunch of
He's making commercials talking about wanting to go back to college with Boz and everybody else like that.
Fucking
But
doing
shit.
the
Doing
thing,
Boz. Oh shit.
the thing,
I got one name for Boz, Bo Jackson.
the thing that I think
That movie Stone Cold
that-
didn't mean shit when he got ramped over.
The whole thing is you gotta have a different outlook
said
on this
bust.
though, because Cleveland is notorious for fucking up the pick at number 22. That's exactly where Manziel was picked at.
That's correct.
Now the way that they've been going about it has been throwing him out there to the Lions. Now they're not doing this time, so they're expecting a different result, which could happen because they don't have him going out there right away. He might not know the entire playbook. Why throw out somebody out there who doesn't necessarily have everything locked down, and then his ass ends up getting put into the RG3 situation. He ends up completely shattering his leg, and then you're back to square one with a different quarterback.
It's fucking sabotage. They sabotaging that boy.
The Browns are sabotaging
Sabotage.
their whole damn team because
Well, we ain't
what I
we
heard
ain't talking about
today.
the whole team.
No, but I'm just saying, what I heard today is they're gonna go with both of them starting. Who the fuck does that?
Isn't that what
we're
USC
gonna-
did for a while last
we're-
year?
we're gonna-
A couple years ago?
USC tried to do that last year. It only worked for the first 2 weeks after that. That's one of the main
What it all
reasons
comes down to
why
is-
Kiffin was fired.
What all comes down to the Browns, they're just losers, bro. Just plain and simple.
No,
I don't know if they're
the
cursed.
whole
I
city
don't know
of
if they're cursed.
Cleveland. It ain't just the Browns. It's
Just
the
like with the-
Indians, the Cavaliers, the Browns. I don't know if they
And
have a
their
hockey team.
or a
they don't
indoor
care.
soccer
Blue
team, I don't
Jackets.
know.
Blue Jackets. I'm sorry. It's just that city. And you know, I'm a truck driver, and I drove through Cleveland. That whole city smelled like shit. The whole city smells straight like shit. It's like
Okay.
when
You're
you
gonna see that a lot.
when you come in on the 80, you smell a toilet.
But see, the thing
Straight across Cleveland.
is
Straight across
Cleveland doesn't have a bad team. That's the thing. They have a good defensive front.
You got a dumbass receiver.
Yeah, you got a dumbass receiver in Josh Gordon. You got a fucking other receiver in Miles Austin who's probably gonna be hurt walking to the damn training camp.
Shit, Miles
or
Austin.
whatever.
Miles Austin's a fucking pussy.
But what I'm
He's
saying
always
is,
been a fucking
what I'm
pussy.
saying is
He
the
was scared
biggest,
to walk in front of the cameras for fucking Kim Kardashian. I would have been strutting
I was
out
gonna say,
there
that was
talking
the
about,
highlight of his
I'm
career.
fashion. I'm Superman in this hole. I would have said it. You know what I'm saying? He's scared. Oh, there's too many cameras and shit. I just want to go play for Dallas. Yeah, where'd that get you? Straight to the shit house.
But what I'm saying
named
is
Cleveland.
Is Dallas or not Dallas? Dallas had a shit team. Anyways, Cleveland actually has a good team. If they have more or less a game managing type quarterback, they can actually do some damage. Not necessarily make the playoffs, but they can actually do a whole lot better than what they did. And they were like, I don't know what, they were under 500. They could easily go 500 or above.
If they fucking play Manziel and let him do what he do, he can turn that shit around.
But let me tell you something, and you kind of reiterated on it. You kind of went in that direction. When we start talking about Josh Gordon and like these other players that are facing suspension and stuff like that,
Blunt.
what is the NFL doing though?
Yeah, too blunt.
That's my question. What is the NFL doing? Like, why are you waiting so long to let these teams know what's really going to go on with these fucking players?
Just like Alden Smith.
My biggest problem is that Alden Smith shit. I'm going to tell you right now, that son of a bitch, Roger Goodell, he's trying to set the fucking 49ers up for failure. I bet you $5 to a ball of piss. He's going to wait until like the night before the first season game and say, Alden, you're gone for 8 games. Why don't you do it now? Why didn't you do it last month? Why didn't you do it 2 months ago? We all knew Alden Smith's going to get suspended, but you need to let the 49ers know that he's not going to be able to play, because what's the point of having him taking these preseason reps and doing all this shit just to sit him down? Matter of fact, we already got a linebacker problem with Navarro Bowman going down, and you know what? Now that we're on the air, I'm going to go ahead and say it. That call last year in that NFC Championship game with Navarro Bowman, that was the 49ers' ball. You gave that shit to Seattle, just like you're trying to give it to him again this year by keeping our linebacker out. You know what? If you're going to suspend him, then you need to suspend him right now. You need to tell us he's gone right now so that the front office can go out and get somebody else. Because if you wait until the season starts to get this shit going, you are fucking the 49ers up for failure. We got the Seahawks in the division walking around like they think they got big dicks and shit, and we got to sit there and deal with their fucking ass and fucking that dreadlock boomerang Richard Sherman. Motherfucker, you're not a one-on-one cover. You're a fucking zone cover. And you know what? And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not saying he ain't got no damn... I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not saying he ain't got no talent. He got talent. But as far as Crabtree is concerned, you should have been eating, sleeping, fucking, and shitting that fucking last interview where he pumped the fuck out of you on fucking Fox Sports after that damn game, when he talked about you was average at best and you was marginal at best and all that shit. Let me tell you something. You should have been watching that shit every single day before you started working out. But let me tell you something. Oh yes, the 49ers will be there this year. We may not have the impact in the beginning, but you watch that offense come around.
We're gonna settle in.
I'm sorry, guys. I got sidetracked for a minute, but the topic itself is these penalties and how they're bringing down these teams because they're not letting people know right away what's going on. What's going on with Greg Hardy?
I mean, they're still waiting on him. I mean, he doesn't have court until November.
Didn't he get found guilty?
He got found guilty, but they have, they prolonged the whole thing or whatever till November.
Is he playing right now?
Right. Well, actually, he got his shoulder hurt yesterday in the preseason game, but it's not going to be that serious. He'll be ready. He'll more than likely be ready for week 1.
But isn't that going to piss you off if you get Greg Hardy? Let's say he plays the first game. Let's say he plays the second game, and he's playing like a goddamn wild man. And then here comes Goodell.
Ain't gonna wait that long.
But you gotta wait for the judicial system.
Exactly.
And then
go through, man.
And that will come back with fucking Alden Smith. I mean, really, technically, his case is easier. Look at the fucking bomb threats, the guns, the fucking 9 DUIs and shit. I mean, the dude done a lot of shit.
Like,
he should be
they
going
can't do
for a
nothing
whole
to Greg
fucking
Hardy.
year.
They can't do nothing to Greg Hardy because could you imagine if they suspended Colin Kaepernick for that alleged rape?
The thing is,
But then it came to clear that bitch was fucking just drunk.
But see, here's the thing, and this is the problem with the
Hardy got
NFL.
found guilty.
This is the thing though.
And
But see, this is the thing though. The NFL, they're taking a long time and shit because they probably want to make sure they get it right. Because after that fucking bounty fiasco, where they pretty much had to go back on everything they implemented because it ended up being bullshit. But Jonathan Vilma did fucking put that 10 grand on the table. And I tell you what, I got 10 grand for you right now. If you ain't got a team, come to the 49ers.
okay, but like going back to the Greg Hardy thing, it's like what Goodell waits for the judicial system to work itself out. That's not going to happen until November. So really nothing's gonna happen till then. But by then it's gonna be towards the end of the season.
I'm like,
It's-
he might get suspended for the playoffs, but you guys ain't gonna make the playoffs.
Maybe
Okay, but see, here's the thing though, Anthony. All I'm saying is this though. All the teams, if they got players that are in trouble, they have a right. Like, I think it's not fair to the rest of the players in the organization to be dependent and banking on this particular player if they know the suspension's coming and like
But see,
they don't even give us extra cap room
Yeah,
to try to go
But
get
the thing
somebody
is
else.
that we know.
we drafted a defensive end, Coney Ely, in the second round.
What the fuck?
And the thing is, if we lose Greg Hardy for whatever suspension or whatever later on in the season, Ely's gonna have enough time, playing wise, to be able to pick up that slack because we still got Kawan Short in the middle. We got Starla Tuile in the middle as well. We got fucking Frank Alexander, who's suspended for the first 4 games, but is gonna come in later after that. Then we got Charles Johnson. We got one of the best front sevens. Greg Hardy, yeah, is gonna be a big miss, but the rest of the fucking defense can cover the slack. Unlike the Chicago Bears, the fucking Panthers have depth at defense.
The thing is that the Niners know,
You know
Aldon Smith's gonna get
these
suspended.
shots.
They already know that. They said 4 to 6 games.
Yeah, but see, the problem is, until he gets suspended, we have no money. We still have to pay Aldon Smith until he gets suspended. Once he gets suspended,
He gets suspended,
then we
they
can
don't
free
pay
his money. We can free his money up and go sign somebody else. They're gonna wait right until the season starts to
Who's
say,
they
hey,
sign? Fucking Urlacher?
hey, I don't give a fuck who we sign. We need a fucking linebacker.
But see,
But
you
you
got-
know what? If the 49ers are smart
Sean
and they got a plan, we just got
You
Ian
gonna
Williams
pick him up?
back, we can run 4-3.
no, the
Yeah.
other one.
Because
Miami.
Aldon Smith plays up front anyway. You wouldn't even know he's a linebacker. You know what I mean?
I
But
think
see,
he'd be okay though.
Yeah,
Don't
there
worry
you go,
about it,
Jason.
man.
My fault.
Right. I'm sorry.
I like Sean.
Didn't mean to get sidetracked, but
Talking about our team,
this
you know,
shit's
so.
this shit's gonna happen. But
see, Charles-
getting back to the what do you say?
What you missing is all the Smith fucking case is hard because you look at it. Look at all these fucking. It's some charges that's still pending and shit.
Yeah.
Plus, how many games he missed last year for so-called them was sitting him down for?
No, he got
Lost
like,
like
it was a
6
breakdown, right? He had a breakdown. He had to go see.
That was a team suspension.
Yeah,
though,
that's
wasn't
Yeah,
yeah,
it lost
that's
like
what I'm
6
He had to
games.
go find
Okay.
himself or something.
Okay, so now you got to sit there and think. Find yourself. You got to sit there. And think
Yeah, we
about-
don't have time for that shit.
You-
That
no,
fucking
no, I'm saying-
that Ricky Williams bullshit. We ain't got no time for that shit.
That's why I said you got to sit
You
there and
ain't
think
going to
about
Africa to smoke weed on my
Okay.
watch.
it. So they already.
We're the 49ers.
So they already
goddammit.
suspended them 6 games because they tried to jump the gun before the NFL did.
Yeah.
So now you got to think how they going to assess how many games now. It got to be more than 8.
I
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
care.
They did it
I
6.
don't care.
You
I don't
don't add
care
2
what the
games,
number
but you
is.
brought more stuff.
No, I don't care what the number is. I'm just saying you need to do it now. Give us
It's hard
time.
to assess.
But
Give
thing is,
us
has he
time.
been guilty of anything so far?
Give us time to
Yeah,
sign
they
something
found-
else.
they found him guilty.
The airport thing was dismissed.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was.
That's one.
Because that was
The
just a
DUIs
fucking
ain't
joke.
going nowhere.
The
And the gun.
DUI, as far as I know, he was found guilty because
Yep.
he had to go to rehab, and that was part of the whole thing.
Well, then if they're gonna suspend him for that DUI, how about the fucking Colts owner?
Yeah, Jim
But they
Irsay.
said they're gonna do something
With his
Yeah.
drunk ass, they ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna
No, they
sweep
gonna
that
do-
shit
Because they got
right under
Andrew
the
Luck.
fucking
That's
rug.
good, man.
You got to remember
Bullshit.
this Ray Rice, him slapping his
That motherfucker, man. I'm glad you
and
brought
dragging
that
her
up.
like a damn fucking caveman.
How the fuck do you give your wife a 2-piece special in the fucking elevator? You only got 2 games.
Hey, Solange gave Jay-Z.
I don't give a fuck about Solange, Jay-Z, or fucking Mickey Mouse. If you're only gonna give that motherfucker 2 games, if you throw the book at Aldon Smith Goodell, your fucking ass should be in a sling.
Okay.
Because that's
But you can't
bullshit.
compare it.
You can't knock out a woman.
He got a long.
You cannot knock out a woman.
Okay.
Simple.
So you saying it's okay for Alden Smith to fucking drive drunk around the time where kids be out?
Yeah, 'cause that was around school time. That was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Kids are going to elementary school.
And I mean, I don't know how you feel because you don't have no children. The rest of us have children.
The
Well,
thing is that,
I
out there.
understand. I
the thing is
understand
that if
that.
they have 0 period, they're like pretty bad kids. So
No, but I'm just saying, no, I understand what you're saying, Randy. No, I understand what you're saying. And I'm not lobbying for Aldon
He
Smith to
did that
get
how
less
many
games.
times?
I'm lobbying for Ray
Twice.
Rice to get more games.
the thing is, the fact is that Ray Rice knocked his wife or his wife.
Okay.
And the Baltimore fans-
Aldon Smith didn't cause no.
And the
He was
Baltimore
driving
fans,
a damn
the Baltimore
weapon.
fans ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Okay.
The Baltimore fans ought to be ashamed of themselves
No,
for
because
giving
you know-
that son of a bitch a standing ovation.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If it was any of us that got a DUI or whatever the fuck the other one is when you smoking
DWI.
weed, they would have threw the fucking book at us. Just because he played football, he got some millions in his bank account. He got all these fucking passes, and that's the problem. That's why he's so fucked up now because ain't nobody been fucking stern with his ass.
Well, see, the thing is, though, going back to the whole Ray Rice thing, the NFL knew that they dropped the ball, giving him 2 games.
Yeah.
That's why they said they're going to investigate
And they
more
gonna put anybody.
thoroughly about the whole domestic thing. That's why Greg
It's gonna
Hardy
be a
is going to get more than 2 games,
Yeah.
which I expect that shit to happen.
But don't you feel like that's bullshit though? You're gonna let this guy walk,
It is bullshit, but
and then their fans are giving him a standing ovation?
it is bullshit for him only getting 2 games. He should have at least gotten a year because that shit is unacceptable. You just don't do that.
You're an NFL player, bro.
But the thing is,
Super Bowl champion. You don't knock out your girlfriend at the time. We all know the bitch only married him because the lawyer told him to, so it'll look better in court. Ain't nobody stupid. They probably not even together now.
no, they're married.
You know what I
You
mean?
talking about like the same.
Yeah.
That's all legal and money shit, man. You just get tired of that shit, man. It's like, don't sit up here and wait.
It could honestly be put up in front like Chris Bosh and his wife. I mean, we ain't gonna go with that angle yet because
Hey,
it ain't NBA
hey,
type season.
Hey,
but
he chose right. I
he
give
did.
Bosh credit.
I will say that.
Yes.
I don't know about him wearing pink suits.
Tyrannosaurus Rex chose correctly.
Well, he shouldn't.
That's a velociraptor.
Well, he should have been drinking that champagne like that. I'll tell you that shit.
He did a lot of
Fuck
stuff.
him.
He did too much shit.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
But back to the whole the first thing that he was talking about, the penalties, is they're taking emphasis. The NFL is taking emphasis on the illegal contacts, which is bullshit because it seems like there's more penalties called for every play and everything else like that. Average NFL play lasts 6 minutes or 6 seconds. I'm sorry. So you're throwing a flag every 6 seconds. That's going to make the game go longer, which means the flow of the game is going to slow down, which means you're going to end up losing viewers because honestly, every time I see a damn flag being thrown for a bullshit reason, it pisses me the fuck off.
It's gonna turn up baseball.
You got every right to be upset about that. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's not the fact that they're throwing all those flags, but what? 75% of the time, maybe more, it's the wrong fucking call.
Exactly.
How do you go to the monitors and still come back with the wrong call?
Well, they do have they are starting to do an actual a hub center to have like what's his name Pereira. They have him and other referees.
Barry.
Referees talking to the refs under the hood as well
Very
to
true.
letting them know what they see. That way they can get the correct call.
But see,
That's how baseball does it.
but you know what?
Yeah.
That's how baseball
But
does
you know what? They ought to be ashamed of themselves that it has to come that far to where we got to double check and triple check because they can't get the fucking calls right on the field.
While the referees are checking it, they're talking to the hub center, so they're getting it all done in one situation. So they have multiple eyes, which actually helps it be more efficient. So it actually helps things in the long run.
We'll see
but
this. We'll see.
You got penalties thrown damn near every damn play. It still
See,
slows the shit
you
up.
know what's the problem with that? Because they have one rule usurp another rule. Like with a what's the other one? Just like a couple of years ago with the Bears when Calvin Johnson caught the ball.
Yeah.
And they would have, and the Lions would have won the fucking game.
Maintaining possession while
And
getting up after
It just,
a catch.
it's like one rule usurp another rule. They got too many rules, overlapping fucking rules.
They do.
That fuck
They
up
do.
other rules.
And it's bullshit. You know, to this day, I'm not a fucking Raider fan, and
They got screwed.
They're always going to be our
They got
bitches
screwed.
of the Bay. I'll just go ahead and say that. But they got fucked out of that game against fucking.
They got
New
fucked out of
England.
the Super Bowl.
And then that's what, and it makes them feel more like shit when they
'Cause
come
I
back
think
and
they
take
would've
away
beat
the
the Rams.
rules.
Hell no, they
Now
They would've beat the Rams.
Hey, now they come back and take away the rules.
Because look how the Rams struggled against New England. And nobody even see New England that year doing anything like that.
Because fucking
I mean,
was
it-
taking their fucking.
It was set up like that because of the whole 9/11
fucking
thing.
Spygate.
But
they were videotaping just like we are. That's all they were doing.
But check it out. Okay,
That's
so
why-
so with that being said, though, these new rules and these new penalties, in my opinion, is gonna fuck the game up. I mean, as if it ain't already fucked up now. Like they don't even let the players play no more.
It's the no fun league right now. That's all it
They
is.
don't even let the players play no more. Hey, and did you guys hear this? Now for the Super Bowl show, like the halftime show,
Are they gonna pay them?
they want the axe to pay the NFL to get on TV. You know what that means? That means more Bruno Mars. That's what that means.
No, it's because what they're thinking is that, or what they're saying is that, this is a big ass commercial for them. So like any commercial, they have to pay the NFL, and that's what they want to do.
But they're talking about these guys performing, the performers.
I know, but
They want them to pay the. Are
I
you
know.
joking?
That's
Because any real good established artist, like I still say to this day, the best Super Bowl halftime show that I saw was Prince singing "Purple Rain" in the fucking rain.
Yeah.
That was the best shit ever. But you think Prince gonna go pay them to do that?
hell no.
Fuck no. You ain't gonna get like the Rolling Stones or anybody to fucking pay them because they don't have to. But these midway acts that are like almost up there, that are trying to get up there. That's why I said we're gonna have more Bruno Mars,
they got what,
and there's gonna be more people
Rihanna,
stepping outside to
Katy
smoke
Perry.
cigarettes during the goddamn halftime game instead of paying attention. You know what I mean? But okay, what about the extra point? What do y'all feel about them moving that shit back?
It's stupid.
I actually liked it.
It's stupid.
I think it's good. I think it's a good change.
My take on it is this: if you're gonna move it back and try to make it more difficult, you gotta pay the kickers more now. The kickers have to get paid more money because the kickers don't
They
get
ain't gonna
paid.
do that.
They don't get paid shit.
Shit, they can't even get in the fucking
But
Hall
like-
of Fame.
They like the first punch.
Why the hell?
They got just
Great guy,
He just got in. I'm sorry. When the fuck is Morton Anderson gonna get the call? That motherfucker was so fucking efficient when he played. He was automatic.
Damn.
Morton Anderson, John Carney,
Jose Cortez from the Niners.
shit, Vinatieri.
Well, he's still playing, so
Is he really?
he's still playing with the Colts.
Yeah.
The Grammatica brothers.
See?
Bill Grammatica, send me out there. I'll make it. And then he goes out there.
Did you look at Vinatieri? He won what, 2 Super Bowls for the Patriots?
I
2,
think
3?
so.
Two and one and both and 2 out of the 3 were game-winning field goals.
Yeah. And he got
means a lot.
4
Not
rings.
to mention
got
what
4 rings.
he's done in the playoffs. You know, kicking in the
Yeah,
snow
'cause they got one
and
against
everything else like that. He's
He won on
had
Colts?
he's had game-winning field goals. If anything,
He was on the Colts when they whooped y'all ass in the Super Bowl.
They didn't whoop our ass, but he was on there.
Well, I just know y'all lost. But the thing
Shit,
is,
you remember that Prince?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Hey,
I
that was
remember
the highlight of the Super Bowl. That's all I can say. So,
Nobody
I'm
don't
still
even remember the Panthers. in the
pissed
Super
off
Bowl.
about
Yeah,
that
we
fucking
were competitive.
Baltimore
How about the
bullshit.
Bears?
You gonna let Ray Rice just give his
Even
wife a
there's-
fucking Muhammad Ali?
All right, that's
goddamn
okay.
Elevator.
But as far as the field goal, I think that's a good idea. It makes it a little more, like a little more interesting.
because what was it? They said that ever since they did this, they tried it out in the preseason. Now it's going back because they're going to rule on that rule after the season's
They need to
over.
throw that shit.
I don't think you
They-
should fuck
they-
with the extra
They
point.
missed.
alone.
They had 7 missed extra points. I don't know exactly what teams missed it or whatever, but they said they had 7 extra points that were missed. When it was going last year in the regular season, only 1 extra point was missed. So really, it's
It's a
actually
given. That point's a given
it's a
already.
given. So it kind of makes it like an afterthought. Cause think about it, when you score a touchdown or whatever, like you're sitting down, whatever, watching the game, and your team scores the touchdown or whatever scores the touchdown, you know the extra point's going to be made. That's the time you get up, go to the bathroom, get a drink, get some food or whatever.
And the
Because
thing is
that's
that-
a given. You sit down there for the extra point. You don't know if it's going to make it or not. That's why I actually like that
And
idea.
the thing is that people, I bet you, like 20 years ago, were saying, "Fuck that, the NFL shouldn't get the 2-point conversion. That's a college thing. Fuck that." But now, it's fucking great.
Man, that 2-point conversion done saved a lot of fucking teams and kept teams alive going on. But see, I also heard, and I could be wrong about this shit, but they were talking about eliminating the field goal altogether.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah,
That would be stupid.
they're.
That's motherfuckers listening to people from ESPN.
Yeah, I heard about that. They're talking
Skip
about
Bayless.
eliminating.
Yeah, he
Or the kickoff.
He said that
taking the
shit.
kickoff away. Remember last year?
They
They
kinda
talking about
already-
taking the kickoff away?
It's already
They already
obsolete
fucked up
now.
the returning game.
Yeah.
That game, that shit's gone. Just because they fucking scared, they'll try to get nobody had fucking concussions. It's football. What the fuck you think's gonna happen when 2 motherfuckers collide?
And that's what
you sign up
people
for.
and that's what people tune in to see is motherfuckers getting cracked.
It's the car crashes.
It's gonna
human
happen.
car crashes that you get to fucking see, and people like to see that shit.
It's the damn truth, man.
As
And without the contact, man, shit, you better watch out because other TV shows are gonna start creeping up on those ratings. Because people ain't gonna be fucking excited to watch football no more. Why do you think they got the helmets? Why do you think they got the shoulder pads? Why do you think they have all this shit? It's preparing yourself to get hit. But see, these guys know exactly what they're getting into when they sign up for it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it might be controversial what I'm getting ready to say, but those past players and shit like that that's trying to get the NFL to fucking pay for them and all their bullshit, I'm sorry, dude, you knew exactly what you were getting yourself into. Nobody told you you had to play football. Nobody told you that you needed to play football. You chose to do it. You got paid good money while you were doing it. Okay? That's on you not to have a fucking health plan and shit like that. I don't think it's the NFL's responsibility to have to help a motherfucker that got cracked 30 years ago
It is.
because he can't
It is.
fucking
It is
see.
their
But then also,
It ain't their responsibility.
It is
their- No,
they
because
didn't
no.
make those players get on the
It is their
field.
responsibility.
If they're gonna sue the NFL, then why can't they sue their colleges, their high schools? Because that's where it all started from. You act like they never got hurt in high school and college.
Because
It all stems from that.
Because if you see how much research they done did into that shit, you can tell. That's why. It's the fucking research.
I
it's
understand.
It's the guys that killed themselves. Junior Seau, Dave Duras, a couple other people that blew themselves away.
I understand that, but
And had their brains examined, and you can tell what the fuck happened. And
But that's not the NFL's
But
fault.
see, you gotta
that's
remember,
not the NFL's
but you gotta remember
fault.
though.
It's not the NFL's fault
You know
that Johnny
why-
Shell couldn't
you know
find a
why-
hobby after fucking
You know
football.
why they fucking lost
It's the
that
Chargers'
shit?
fault
It's
for not
because
fucking putting them on the staff.
the reason why they lost that fucking lawsuit is because they found out the NFL knew this information and they did nothing about it. That's why they lost that shit. They had the information.
still don't-
They did nothing about it.
I still
you gotta
don't
think
think-
about it. It's just like these colleges. You got these kids out there playing their asses off, and you ain't paying them. You making millions off these goddamn kids,
Yeah.
and you ain't fucking. And they go fucking say, "Oh yeah, hey, we giving you a college education."
I'm sorry,
that ain't
dude.
shit.
That shit ain't. What do you mean that ain't
That ain't
shit?
shit. Compared
That
to
shit
what they
ain't
make.
cheap.
Compared
That
to what they fucking
Go
make,
fucking
that is
do
fucking
a
cheap.
pre-med program at fucking USC.
And
That
how much,
shit is not
And how
cheap.
much you think these motherfuckers making in the Pac-12,
They're
the
probably
Big
giving
Ten,
them.
and all this
They're
shit?
probably
It ain't
giving them like
nothing.
$100,000
That's a fucking
or
tax
more.
write-off.
But they're giving them
goddamn tax
$100,000 or
write-off.
more worth of scholarship money to go fucking live in those fucking dorms. Those colleges ain't cheap.
And then these kids gotta fucking survive, nigga. They gotta survive.
It ain't shit when you're making when you're giving them $100,000 worth of an education, but yet just on jersey sales alone, you're
Exactly.
making millions of dollars.
And they ain't trying to give them a piece of that. And you got the fucking, what is that, the O'Banion case that just happened?
O'Banion.
O'Bannon, yeah.
Yeah, but that's Ed O'Bannon. But that's Ed O'Bannon versus a video game.
No, that's for all college players. That's for all college players.
No, but I'm just saying, like, for them to
And
use
it was-
their likeness and all that
Yeah.
stuff on the video game, that's
You
what the Ed
sit,
O'Bannon
you sit there and
case
think
is
about it.
though.
But what I don't
They
get is
made
that-
millions off these damn kids with their likeness, and most of the games using their names on stuff. And then you telling me, oh, because they're giving you an education, you don't own your likeness, you don't own your name.
When you sign
That's a
over,
hustle.
but when you sign over to the university, you are aware of all this
They
shit.
own your ass.
Yeah,
But that's-
but you are
You ain't
aware of
supposed
this
to-
shit, and
you
you
ain't
still
supposed to
do
own
it.
that.
So
That's look. That is why EA stopped making the NCAA football game, because they don't end up. EA doesn't want to have to give up a piece of their profits to actual individuals, so they stopped making that shit. Because I enjoyed that game. That's a good game. Sometimes I actually liked it better than Madden.
I never fucking played that shit.
But what I'm saying
Fucking
is,
Madden's on. Let's go.
but ever since this whole Ed O'Bannon thing, they switched it to, instead of the actual player's name, has been QB, whatever number they.
player anyway.
Yeah, he played for UCLA.
Yeah, he won the.
But what I'm saying is,
Charles.
this case is going to
Jim
end up.
Herrick as the head coach.
I mean, what was his impact in the NBA? I didn't mean to cut you.
No,
off.
I think he was a net.
Yeah, he was
he had
in
a
that
decent
too.
career.
Okay.
But this
He
is gonna
wasn't shit,
this
so
is
that's basically
this
what
is gonna end up springboarding,
But that's beside
basically giving the players an allowance so they can more or less stop.
They
all
need
this
to.
bullshit. Yeah, it should have been done a long
And that
time.
guy,
They're making
Jabaz
millions of
Napier said something like, I go to sleep hungry at night.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, but.
Motherfuckers ain't hungry.
Okay.
Motherfuckers can eat for free.
You know-
man.
you know-
I'm hungry.
Having an oatmeal cookie for dinner.
Where you missing
I
that?
fucking live hungry.
Where you missing that? While you sitting in the truck that you like to tell us they doing physical shit all day, all day.
That's what they
They-
signed up for.
They got nothing.
Ain't nobody
they doing
putting a
physical
gun
stuff.
in these fucking
But
kids'
they-
heads.
because they
trying to-
telling
they trying to
them
use that shit
they
for
gotta do that
springboard.
shit. Ain't nobody fucking saying, hey,
Would you want to work for free?
fuck no, I ain't
Okay,
working for free.
then how you think they feel?
But they ain't working for free.
They are working
They ain't
for free.
working for free. College education ain't
Okay,
cheap.
but look,
That shit don't mean shit.
That's the thing that you
That
guys.
shit means a lot of shit.
Because
There's a lot of
you know-
people who can't even
Because
afford
you
to
know
send their
what?
kids to
You think
college.
about this, fella. In the NFL, college, all these fuckers can cut you wherever the fuck they want to and have no fucking ties to you.
What it comes down to is all these elite people who are on top, all the white people who own all these universities, pimping out all these minorities. That's all it is.
It's more than just
You
my
guys
rich
are
and white
No,
people.
but
It's
the
across the
majority of basketball
It's across
and
the
football are the only ones that are really making money on like fucking TV. No one gives a shit about college fucking baseball and shit. Like, no one gives a fuck about that. It's football and basketball. The majority of the people there are black.
They fucking cover the fucking little league fucking more than they cover college when it comes to fucking baseball.
Don't even get me started. They hyped up that little girl and she fucking. fucking come flat in her face.
Well, what 13 you
I'm
know?
sorry.
13
All I know-
year old, you know, you can throw that
Yeah,
fast.
all I know
Exactly.
is she was pitching better than Cliff Lee. I'll tell you that shit.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Punk ass.
Okay, but
motherfucker.
look, the thing-
I ain't forgot about that
Leave
bitch.
Cliff alone.
The thing we're forgetting about
Cliff.
here is these guys are student athletes. Yes, they are getting
Fuck
paid
yeah.
for an education, but
They
the
have to
second
eat.
part of it is athletes. It's going to the part where college is now a business. Yes, you do get an
And
education.
they
it's a
work the
business,
shit out of it.
and they ain't getting cut for shit. Yeah, they think they're really doing it, but let's be honest. How many athletes do you know actually finish their education?
Not many.
A lot of them are a lot of people are cashing in to either go into the NBA, NFL, MLB, whatever you want to think. So let's be honest, they aren't getting that full check of that $100,000 education.
But then also too, it's kind of hard to do that because
College making
can you
cheese.
pay all the fucking college players on like let's say can you pay the punter?
They make
Place
fucking
kicker?
billions.
No. But they don't have
Billions.
impact. They don't have impact like the other like the stars. Can you pay a kicker like Clowney?
Look, it's like
They're
this.
not on the same
It's
fucking
like
level.
this.
Hell no.
It's like this. I look at it like this. What's that? 1A.
Yeah.
I say they should get paid and not A, because usually the 1A sports bring the money in at the colleges. The 1A division bring the money in.
Yeah,
I say,
but see,
bring
it
that.
opens up.
I said bring that, and you pay them. It's basketball, and it's just you can have a charting system. The quarterback makes so much. If you get this, is incentives and shit like that. You
Yeah,
go
but
from
see,
there.
I gotta side with Jose on this one though. What if your quarterback ain't shit? And your fucking
you
running
don't
back,
pay.
and your fucking running back is the one scoring all the points and fucking making your team go further. Should the quarterback get paid more than the running back?
Now is it just basketball and football or that all college sports?
Like that's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Can you pay a
You
water
can't
polo
do-
player the same amount?
Yeah, but you can't do one and not do the
But
other.
see,
Yeah.
It's-
but you gotta look at the sports
And
that
it's
make
starting
money.
too much bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. It's just basketball and football.
It's-
That's it.
I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it goes down to football and basketball, and it trickles down to the other sports because that's
Yeah.
really what it is.
All the money come from them too.
The other sports, the two major sports supports the other teams. So as far as I know, the pay grade goes down obviously because it's just like anything. You got managers, supervisors, then goes trickles down
about
like
it.
any tree.
Think about the goddamn coaches. And you know another thing I don't like about colleges either, because a coach, whenever you get a wild hair up his ass or somebody put more money on the fucking table, he can get his ass out of there. But then he brought this kid in there, and the fucking kid stuck, can't go nowhere.
Lane
He fucking
Kiffin,
stuck. He's stuck right
Tennessee.
there.
Yeah.
That's the prime
That's why I
example
like
of that
that's
shit.
why I like
Coaches
Jim Moore.
everywhere.
Jim Moore was offered the Texas job. He said, "No,
Not only was it Lane
You look at this,
Kiffin,
you like you said.
it was a whole
But
thing
he
with
stayed with
Bobby
that team.
Petrino as well.
Shit, nobody else
Would you
wanted
have done
Jim
in
Moore.
Texas? Texas wanted him.
All right, so
He was the Seahawks coach, and the minute they got
Getting back on track here.
What's his name from USC? Sent him right to the shit house.
So today apparently in the NBA, the
Pete Carroll.
Kevin Love trade is supposed to go official, sending Kevin Love to Cleveland,
Yeah, everybody dropping
And
their
sending-
knees for Cleveland.
sending Andrew Wiggins, Thaddeus Young,
Cleveland
and
still sucks.
some other Hammenegger
Fuck Drew
to
Carey.
fucking Minnesota or whatever.
But what?
It's like a three-way trade:
Yeah,
Philadelphia,
yeah.
Minnesota.
As far as I know, Minnesota got 2 first-round draft picks. That's to me, they ended up banking pretty good on that.
And Thaddeus Young.
Yeah, and Thaddeus Young and Wiggins. So I think really it's Philadelphia got the shit end of the deal. Cleveland, okay, they got Kevin Love. Now they're supposedly supposed to be the favorites in the East. But if you look at it in the long run, Minnesota actually made out because they actually
got
have
their future.
they have a decent team. But yeah, now they can build towards the future and be a power. Not necessarily saying they are, because let's be honest, who's going to voluntarily go to Minnesota? But they actually have the pieces now where they can build that team
I
up
think what
to convince people to go.
then like Flip Saunders say he gonna come down and coach again.
He is the coach.
Yeah.
He's the president. And
Well-
because they couldn't find no coach because they wanted to do.
Was it Adeline the coach?
No. Yeah, he retired. They wanted to do.
Larry
What's
Bird
it?
too, or no, or no?
Who?
Larry Bird, wasn't he the same thing?
No,
With
he was
Indiana?
a coach first, and then he got.
Oh, that's
thrown
right,
out.
that's right.
Okay.
But
Indiana, that's another shit house.
they wanted the Memphis coach Jorgensen because he's
Yeah.
a Minnesota guy, and they wanted him. Then he's like, no, I'm gonna stay down there in Memphis, and they were like, fuck it. So Flip, get your bitch ass down there and coach again.
But then also Cleveland, I don't think they can beat like the top 6 teams in the West. I still don't think they can.
They
match them.
don't. They don't have the depth.
You
They
don't.
don't.
If you look,
If you're relying
past that,
on Ray Allen's old ass to fucking
And he-
save the day,
Miller, or Miller.
and Ray Allen, excuse me, Ray Allen ain't even signed.
Yeah, he ain't signed, but
He ain't
he
even signed.
supposed
they're
to go.
talking about it.
You know,
Most
they,
likely done.
All they're
he's
trying
been
to
taking a
do.
long time to
All they're
decide.
trying to do is fucking build Cleveland the way they built Miami in 2010.
See?
That's what they're trying to do.
Cleveland Heat.
But thing
That's
is
all
that,
it is.
I mean, but they,
but Irving
they
and
got some
fucking
good
Love get hurt a lot, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall on LeBron James again.
Love has never
They
proved.
got Verjo.
See, everybody been
Shit, he
blowing.
like the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
Literally.
Everybody been blowing Love for years, but he still hasn't proved that he could put a team on his fucking back
He's not.
and get to the promised land.
He's not
He
that-
has not.
he's not that
He's
dude.
a number two.
He's not that dude.
That's why he wants Chicago to get him.
He's a
Hey, he would have been an assistant piece. We ain't dependent everything on his ass. There's a big fucking difference.
Kevin Love is the newer Pau Gasol. That's all he is. He can do
I'll say he's
okay.
better than Pau Gasol.
Nah.
I'm not
I
gonna.
can't- no,
I'm
you
saying
can't-
is
you can't
he's
say
not,
that.
he's not a number one,
Because
but he's a
Paul
bona fide
Gasol,
number
when he
two.
went to the Lakers,
That's what I'm
he
saying.
made
is-
an impact.
He's a Pippen. Let's say,
He
let's
made,
say that.
Shit, you can't even say that. Pippen's one of the, in the top 50, one of the 50 greatest players of all time.
That was
Okay.
10 years ago, bro.
Hey,
How-
you
how-
can't say that.
how-
Yeah, but you know what?
His ass
Yeah, but
got
I
bumped
didn't,
off.
I didn't get the memo on Pippen after Jordan left.
Yeah, exactly. How
I'ma
Pippen-
just be
how
real
Pippen-
about
how
it.
Pippen
He couldn't
did
take the
Houston
foreign
and
trouble.
Houston.
That's the fucking
He's
Lakers.
just like Kevin Love, if you ask me.
How
Portland
did- how
Trailblazers is a cursed
How
franchise.
exactly Pippen do with Houston and Portland?
I know with
Oh,
Houston.
yeah.
A lot of
he
fucking
got,
people
he
do
got
shit.
away with that fucked up ass taper in Portland. I'll tell you. that goddamn, it was like Skeletor with an afro.
I mean, you think about it, that's just like Garnett's career.
Oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, what the fuck Kevin Garnett did?
Fuck Luke Longley.
That fucking, that fucking,
Will
that
Perdue.
fucking, that
You
fucking
can say what you
dumb
want.
bastard.
Hey, but you can't
Kevin
speak.
Garnett
You
and
can't
Bum ass
speak.
haven't done
No,
shit.
you can't
And this
speak of Kevin
motherfucker been
Garnett.
robbing teams.
Fucking Kevin
He should be in
Garnett.
fucking
Minnesota
jail.
ain't been fucking relevant since Kevin Garnett
Kevin
left.
Garnett should be in jail for robbing these teams of all that fucking money.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Kevin
That
Garnett was
motherfucker-
getting it done.
This motherfucker
When
want to
fucking
ask you
Chicago wasn't even fucking thought
pay
of the
me six.
goddamn playoff picture.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about fucking late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
Where the fuck was
When did
Chicago
Garnett come
at?
out?
Garnett got drafted in 95.
Who was running the fucking league?
It was Chicago at
You
that time.
goddamn right.
No,
So I
right.
don't even say nothing.
95 was Houston was running the league.
Yeah.
That's because Mike took his fucking sabbatical, and you see what happened when the man.
You know
came
why
back.
he fucking
when it came,
retired.
man.
First of
came
all,
Yeah,
let's be
Barrett.
clear. Let's be
He
clear
did
about
good.
something right
Good to see him
now.
on baseball.
Ain't nobody
Because his
fucking
daddy got
saying.
murked.
No, here's the thing. Ain't nobody
Play for
saying
the
shit
bootleg White
about.
Sox.
Ain't nobody saying shit about Michael Jordan. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Michael Jordan. But you know, ain't nobody saying nothing about Michael Jordan. Like I'ma just simply say that. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Michael Jordan. We know how good he was. But at the same time, you can't sit here and run your goddamn mouth about Kevin Garnett. Because that motherfucker, I'm sorry, Minnesota ain't been shit since Kevin Garnett. All right, I'm Chuck Jones.
I'm Anthony Mendez.
Randy Dixon.
Same here.
Time to go hard in the paint.